This channel is part of the Nick Tyrrell Network. Sit back, relax and enjoy your featured presentation.
Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another video right here on the channel. It is of course time for another board game unboxing. So today we're going with Space Cadets Away Missions, Adventures in the Rocket Patrol. That's some mouthful, isn't it? So I saw this, I'd not like it in my collection and decided to jump on board, pardoning all puns. So it's very 50s, B-movie, sci-fi kind of themed. Something that I personally enjoy. Okay, so you get a little flash at the back of the box there. Okay, so you can see we've got quite a few minis involved. So, Space Cadets Away Missions is a cooperative, scenario-based tactical action game for 1 to 6 players, which is set in the golden age of science fiction. In this game, the third standalone title in the Space Cadets franchise of cooperating space-themed games, players take on the roles of adventurous human spacemen who explore UFOs, acquire alien technology and fight hostile extraterrestrials. Each turn, Rocketeers spend action points on activities such as firing atomic rifles, analysing equipment or subduing the malicious brain in a jar. When the Rocketeers are finished, the aliens take their turns by following simple movement and combat protocols. Many types of hostile aliens threaten the Rocketeers, from the repulsive space leechers to the rampaging Titanic Sentinels. Space Cadets contains 20 scenarios linked to the campaign story. Each mission features different combinations of aliens on different spaceships, hexagonal map tiles arranged to form flying saucers, rocket ships, space stations, etc. Cooperation, tactical planning and good dice are essential if the spacemen hope to overcome the relentless horde of little green men. So straight away, it's your very Flash Gordon, B-movie kind of 50s vibe. I love all that, me. There is like a list of contents. I'm not going to read them all out. We'll go through them together. Okay, so I'll just show you a close-up there so you see some of like the miniatures. Okay, so when I first got this game, I laminated some of the player cards. So that's the only disclaimer I need to give, okay? Obviously, your cards, if you purchase this, won't be laminated. You'd be surprised how many people pull me for silly things like that in the comments. Okay, so we've got a rule book. I'm going to leave that till last as always. Okay, so we've got some characters. Professor Russell Pelham. Yeoman Cookie Hannah. What's nice about these is like a little description on the back of the character. First Officer Harry Fletcher. And all these characters have got like different things, different hit points, different skills. Dr. Hugo Garcia. Captain Ben Riggs and Chief Lance DeSoto. Okay, so like I say, each one has different sort of characteristics and may be better for different roles on different missions. Overkill summary. Yeah, so this is just like another kind of little rule sheet which I laminated off. Okay, Rocketeer summary. Game turn, sequence of play. How you spend your action points, actions, non-combat actions, alien events, and then like a little sort of summary. So they're always nice to have. I nickname them cheat sheets. Okay, Space Cadets Away Missions scenario booklet. I'm going to show you that it exists. I am not going to show you anything in it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. And there's a little advert on the back. Stronghold Games invites you to check out these other great sci-fi games: Survive Space Attack, Dark Moon, Core Worlds and Among the Stars. So they obviously like their sci-fi themed stuff. Okay, so we have, I think they're 10-sided dice. Yeah, a pack of lovely 10-sided dice. They're all sort of crystallised and sparkly. That's really nice. Red, green and blue cubes. These are normally used to put on like your character sheets and things like that to mark different objectives and where you're up to, health, that kind of thing. We're all board gamers here, so we all know the score. Okay, some tokens that say alert and various different things. One says alert, draw 1 alien token from a monster tile. So yeah, that kind of thing. More tokens. I'm not going to get into a trap like I did there, trying to read the back of everything for you. More tokens. more tokens. More tokens. More tokens. Thankfully, I have actually popped all these and separated them into different baggies. We've got some status cards for various objectives. We've got a deck of cards and some more little chits. Little colour bases to put your miniatures on. And we've got a massive stack of assorted tiles here. Yeah, let's just have a little look. So they're all sort of like double-sided. Your standard sort of spaceship. You've got like an airlock tile there, things like that. So you might have to sort of start at the airlock, get yourself across the map, and then kind of come back, get yourself back out the airlock, that kind of thing. I wouldn't even like to hazard how many tiles there are there. I say one says here, monsters from the ID, make free IQ roll upon entry, succeed -10, fail +10. So that's obviously, there's like little sort of conditions on some of these tiles that you land on. I've never played this game, I just got it, I unboxed it, laminated the things and broke up all the little bags. Okay, and we have a box. And it of course contains all the miniatures. So there's some like little tiny spider-like aliens. I'm going to open this here and try and show you one of these. I'm not even sure if the autofocus will get it or not. There you go, like a tiny little bug type alien. We have some of the big, they almost look like kind of gene stealers from Warhammer 40,000 kind of miniatures. I mean, they're well sculpted, you know, they're not going to win any awards, but they do the trick. You know, big effing monster on the way, we know who he is. There's his figure. These look like little sort of worm type things. Descriptions are great, aren't they? Yeah, so these are all obviously sort of bad guys. I'm going to get shot down for this one, I know I am already. You just do some reviews sometimes, some unboxings, and you just know someone's going to come after you in the comments. You do. Okay, so we have the heroes who are in grey, so I'm going to get them out and show you them last. I think I've got everybody. Put some nice little things that look like little alien heads in jars. Little alien type overlord dudes with like little 50s style little ray guns. Some more other guys. I think the autofocus is picking that one up very, very well. You've got various different poses of these aliens. Some have got like rifles like this guy. You've got some who just sort of like come towards you. Yeah, so it's like a good selection of enemies. I think I've basically shown you all the different poses of them there. So let's take a look at the sculpts of the heroes. I'm not going to tell you who these are because I don't know who they are. I just read the names out before. But yeah, they're okay. I like them. You know, there we go. Interesting little poses. Nothing too dynamic, but you know what? You don't need it, do you? It's not Warhammer 40k, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's a board game, isn't it? There we go. And last but not least, looks like another female character. Okay. So I didn't show you the cards, did I, before? So let's just get some of those out. Okay, an aliens reference card. So take this as like for the AI. So brain in a jar, it says there. And yeah, okay, so it gives you like how many hit points, how many they can move, all that kind of thing. So these are basically cards for the aliens. That glare is absolutely terrible. I do apologise. So yeah, we have little saucer men. Where are we? Let's see if we can get one more, a different enemy. And a war thrall. Okay, so we've got like different enemies there. Rocketeer items, so we can find different things. This is an accelerator hypo. You lose hit points, reset all different action points, all that kind of thing. Take a look at another one. An atomic rifle. So obviously different ranges and numbers on dice you need there. Let's take a look at one last one. Always handy, a first aid kit. So I say these games, you kind of walk around, you use your action points, you might attack, you might move, you might search, you might find stuff, all that kind of thing. Okay, so they're Rocketeer items. Discovery items, a force field belt, an ion scope, a time warp. What's the last one? X-ray goggles. And then it says here rescued thralls, and there's just various different characters. There's a boy, a scientist, a sergeant, and I'm not going to show you the rest. So it looks like we're going to have like sort of like little hostage type of scenarios, you know, rescue so many like characters and that kind of thing. So already, locked in the box, we are seeing a nice little variation of what we can actually do. So I'm going to try and clear all this off here, and I'll have a quick look through the rule book before finishing off. Okay, so there we go. On the back there straight away, the game turn, which is lovely. Rocketeer turn, order phase, scanning phase, action phase. Repeat steps 1 to 3 for the next Rocketeer, Rocketeer 2, Rocketeer 3, until all the Rocketeers have taken a turn, and then it's the alien turn. All aliens act in order of sentience according to their movement and attack protocols, and then there's a list of them. Brain the Jar, Leaders, Sorcerermen, Sentinels, Thralls, Space Leeches and Bugs. So you go down through the enemies in that order. And bear in mind, you're not going to have all the enemies on the same scenario. You might have one with like Brains in a Jar and Sentinels, and so you go along and do that accordingly. And then the clean-up phase, which just tells you what you're doing to go back to the next turn. Okay, so there's like a little introduction, which is a little bit like stuff off the back there. And then we just go into the game components, dice, successes and overkills. So again, there's the game component page. You know, it's like ridiculous. There's like loads of stuff in this. 33 standard map tiles and 15 scenario map tiles in reference to my previous query before. Okay. Yeah, so Rocketeer overview tells the score. Alien overview explains nicely what the cards do that we just saw. Elements of scenario tells about the game turn, Rocketeer's turn, alien turn. Now, what I do like about this is it's all laid out in 3 pages of like what the Rocketeer's turn is. So you can have this booklet by you. You know, I always make a habit of like reading through the rules book a couple of times, normally casually, and then I'll read through it properly as I'm setting up, and then I kind of just leave the book down by my side. And the sign of a good game is one that you don't really need to go back to, but if you do need to go back to, you've got easy laid out rules, references in front of you. I like that. So we've got the same for the alien turn, explains line of sight, tells us what to do with items, optional rules, so we can actually scale the difficulty, which is nice. Alternative player order, and all this type of other. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different modes, which is nice. Some examples of play, so we can see the actual game board set up. Further examples of play, nicely laid out, like I say. An extended alien turn example, so it shows us how we go through and sort our aliens and their different actions and turns and all that kind of thing. Reference lists, which is nice. It gives us a straight list of both sides, all the characters, hit points, their IQ, how many action points, all that kind of stuff they've all got there. So if you're sitting there and you've got AP, analysis paralysis, you're like, oh, do I go with Captain Ben Riggs or do I go with Chief Lance DeSoto? Well, you can have a look down there and say, well, he's got more hit points, but he's got more of this, so he might be useful in this mission. Yeah, you with me? List of the alien types, all the Sentinels, Thralls, Space Leeches, Bugs, all that kind of stuff. Summary of all the weapons we have: atomic rifle, ray gun, flame gun, demo charge, air knife, the list goes on. Tells us all about the gear we can get. Now, again, I like that. You know, you can come along, you can go, oh, I found this, let's have a look, headset. What do we do with a headset? And it gives you, like, the rules here straight away in a nice, easy to find guide. Go over all the discovered items, schematics, combat effects list. So you might have mind control, what happens with that, what happens if your guy panics, etc. And it tells us all about the rescue thrall list. Remember I showed you cards before with like the boy and the scientist and the Sarge? Rocketeers draw a random rescue thrall card if they spend an overkill on a subdue thrall action. Note that only one overkill may be spent in this manner. Rocketeers use rescue thrall cards exactly like gear items. So as an example, if you were to rescue the Sarge, it says, the gung-ho military man offers tactical advice granting +1 die to one attack action per turn. So, you know, you go along and you're kind of rescuing these like civilians and getting like little bonus actions, which is all nice. And it's like a little advert on the back for the other Space Cadet games. And as I say, most important thing for me is the actual turn guide, the game turn at the back. So what do I think of this? Immediate impressions. I spent a couple of minutes waxing lyrical about the rulebook, how clearly laid out it is, and how much I actually like that. Kudos to that lovely start. 1 to 6 players. Solo element straight away. The word cooperative. Solo element straight away. It's not always easy to get your mates all around for a game night. To turn around and say, I want a 6-player game of Space Cadet tomorrow night. People are working, people have families, relationships, you know, kids, work, everything else that's going on in the world. So sometimes you just can't get that. Or do you know what, maybe sometimes you just want to sit there on your day off, set your gaming table up and say, do you know what, I'm just going to have a bash. I've got no one to argue with over decisions. I'm in control of these 6 guys and this is how we're going to do the mission. He's going there, she's going there, this is happening like that. And nobody going, oh, you don't want to be doing, you know what I mean? So that cooperative game opens up solo playing. But I could see this being real fun with, like, say, 3 or 4 friends around the table, encouraging that discussion. What do we do? Do you open that door? Do I go there? Like that. I love games like this. It started for me with Pandemic. Like that was like the original kind of co-op game I played, where I love stuff like this. I love the theme. Like I said at the top of the video, I sit there and I watch like the old Doctor Who's, I watch like Flash Gordon, you know, I've got stuff like Metropolis and Earth Against the Flying Saucers. I've got a few different DVDs and, you know, so I do like the theme. I've got a couple of like sci-fi anthology books and that kind of thing. So this is like a winner for me, really. You know, I haven't actually played it. This is an unboxing. Like I said at the top, I just took a couple of things out, popped a few things, laminated a couple of sheets. But this is one I really would like to play. I really would. Yeah, I'm going to have to get Steph to sit there and play with me. Or, do you know what, even just set the table up on a day off or a night off and just have a little play. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing, enjoyed my insights and my waffling. Comments below. Have you played this? Are you a 50s B-movie sci-fi fan? Do you collect the movies, the books? Would you buy this? Is it something that you'd actually be interested in? Leave it all below for me and I'll see you next time.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Knit Terrell network today.